with it. So, hi, welcome. I'm Dr. Alison Goggin. I am a functional medicine physician, and today we are going to talk about hormone health and what I call the 4 deal breakers, which is really a functional medicine foundation. It's not something that I came up with, but I think it's the easiest way to explain how hormones function, what to look for, and how to use them. So I just wrote, well, not just, but a couple of months ago, I published the Hormone Healing Guide. It's out on Amazon. Basically, it goes really into depth on all of this information we're talking about. I wanted to keep this short so you can get all the information, but everything else in detail is in the book. You can always message me at youroildoc@gmail.com or Little Black Bag Medicine on Instagram or Facebook. So I've been in practice for 10 years now. I'm doing functional medicine learning, doing saliva testing for longer than that, hair analysis, stool, blood, everything. So we can get the big picture of what's going on with you. Because when we talk about hormones, most people come to me and say, hey, I need to raise my progesterone or lower my testosterone or lower my estrogen. But that's not how the body works. There's so many underlying processes that we need to address. We need to know, why are these levels off? Because you can take anything, right, to raise or lower a level. But if you're not addressing the organs that are creating these hormones, how your body is functioning, you're not going to feel good. You're not going to feel good when you take the medicines. You're not going to feel when you come off of them. And we need to look at why your hormones aren't functioning. Is it an organ? Is it a pathway? Is it building blocks? Is it anemia? We're going to go through all those things. So just to give you kind of a heads up of where we're going, this is not a high estrogen, how to make it go down, low testosterone, how to make it go up. It's a, why is this not happening? So let's get into it. So my 4 deal breakers or foundations are all about inflammation. So we start with essential fatty acids because they're the building blocks of all of our hormones. And every time I talk, I always get the hiccups, so I apologize. We're going to get through this. We'll be all right. So fatty acids are found in foods and meats and are the building blocks of all our hormones. So if you don't have a good nutritional state, you're not going to be able to create healthy hormones, and you're not going to feel really good. So we get fatty acids from our foods, and we're going to go into that in the next panel. And they also help lower inflammation. So inflammation is really important in balancing hormones. Blood sugar balance is the next one, and these aren't in any important order. They're all extremely important. So I don't place one over the other. And liver clearance, because we have to make sure that the liver is packaging up hormones to get rid of them, and that's good. And also gut barriers and other barriers like our skin, our lungs, our blood-brain barrier. All of these have to do with our hormones and how our body is using them, getting rid of them, and healing as well. So essential fatty acids come from our diet, known most commonly as omega-3s and 6. They're turned into prostaglandins, which can be either anti or pro-inflammatory. So most people talk about how much we need omega-3s because those will always become anti-inflammatory support. Omega-6, while awesome, has 2 pathways. So one can be pro-inflammatory, one can be anti-inflammatory. We get enough omega-6 in our normal standard American diet, so we always recommend supplementing heavily with omega-3s, making sure you're getting good flax seeds, nuts, fish oils, all of those things in your diet, and then as a supplement as well. So this will help balance your hormones, reduce inflammation levels so your body can function, and your ability to heal. So that is more about like cuts, wounds. If you're finding that your skin is really slow to heal, you need to increase your omega-3s. So a really awesome option that doTERRA has is with their Lifelong Vitality Kit. And with that, you can order extra omega-3s just on their own and feel better. So if you find that your wounds are a little slow to heal, if you get cut, or I'm looking out my mosquito bites right now, those will help your skin heal up more quickly. So this is really what we're going to be focusing on with the Hormone Health Kit. It's kind of the basics, really just for this class, but this is about the Lifelong Vitality Kit, which is right here in the middle, the E Omega, the Microplex VMZ, and the Alpha CRS, because studies show that people who are taking those 3 supplements, this is the Lifelong Vitality Kit together, it improves lipid levels, it improves insulin balance, and improves inflammation levels, and it improves blood glucose level. It basically manages all four of the deal breakers. So it is the most easiest process to start here, have a good nutrition level, get the inflammation down, get your liver working, do all these things that we're going to talk about, and then see what's left over. And most of the time, after 30 days, and really the 90-day program that's in my book and that I'll share with you today, most people don't need me anymore. So I like to walk people through this process first, and then come back and do some testing and see what's left over. Now, you can take these all day long, but nothing's more important than food, managing stress, getting good sleep, all of those things. So don't think that you can just take supplements and oils and you'll be fine. That's not how this works. But you know that, right? Because you're here, you're ready to learn. So let's move on to liver clearance. So the liver, we talk a lot about detoxing, and some people are like, hey, the liver, you got to detox it every day. And then some people say the liver doesn't detox, your body detoxes. You don't need detoxes and nutritional stuff. But I'm totally in the camp of we need to take care of our liver. So the phases of the liver, phase one, it takes all of the toxic and fat soluble things that are in our bloodstream and it packages it together. And then the phase two, it turns it into non-toxic, so it stops harming our body. The process is called conjugation, but I like to use the word packaging because it makes it easier. So we really just package all of these hormones and toxins and everything that our body is done using together. The liver puts it into the gallbladder so it can be released with bile when we eat, and then it's released through the body. So most commonly, nutrition is the place to start with this because you can see the liver needs muscle groups and needs glutathione to be able to do the things that it needs to do to work these processes. That's what most people are missing. The muscle groups are B vitamins and glutathione is an antioxidant that recycles in our body. They do everything. So starting with nutrition helps with both of these phases. Blocks are exogenous hormones, meaning hormones that come from outside of us, endogenous hormones, meaning the hormones inside our body are not working, endocrine disruptors like plastics, gallbladder clearing. Most women struggle with gallbladder health because their liver is so overwhelmed and toxic, and it's pushing everything into the gallbladder and forming stones. Buildup of hormones in our fat, in our body, in our brain. Obesogens are a really cool term that describe the man-made chemicals that are in our everyday system, but are causing us to hold on to weight, which is why it's become harder and harder every year, every decade for people to lose weight. Genetics, and then polypharmacy. So polypharmacy means taking more than one drug at a time will directly impact how well your liver can function. And you think about it, Advil, Tylenol, all of those things, painkillers, eat up all of the glutathione in the liver and in the body. And then when you're glutathione depleted, you can't quench inflammation, you can't process and package up things in your liver. And that's what we really have to work on. Health, it says, organic foods to limit the pesticides, limit food packaging, like don't buy your veggies in pre-packaged plastic. Go for the ones that are just sitting out to limit how much exposure you have. Cooking in glass or stainless steel, limiting your plastics, and we all know don't put essential oils in your plastic containers because it will pull out all of those chemicals. Clean cleaning will help. Clean makeup and body care, air filters and plants. So all of these things are little by little that you can do to help take the pressure off of your liver. Systems, cellular mimicry, thyroid, pituitary, immune, liver, nerves, fertility, increase in fat tissue. So what that means is that all of our hormones, all of these obesogens and xenohormones, and everything that we're exposed to in our day-to-day life, just from drinking water, breathing air, being alive, all affect all of our organs. So if you find that you're having a lot of trouble losing weight, that maybe your thyroid blood work looks great, but you feel like you have all of the thyroid symptoms, like your hair is falling out, you're losing your eyebrows, you can't lose weight, the thyroid might actually not be the issue. It might be all of these chemicals that are mimicking your hormones, blocking up your cells, your body can't get rid of them. It can go a lot deeper than this. So I use a test from Great Plains, and they have a toxicity to see what's actually going on. We use organic acid testing, which is just really simple urine test to see what type of metabolites your body is actually getting rid of. We can do stool testing to see what else is going on, what is your body not clearing, what does it need help with, to see where is this all coming from. And then supplements, I do like to do a detox every quarter, like a 10-day, 21-day, 30-day, whatever that you like to do. Lemon in your water every day, adding in those methyl groups like full complex B complexes, and then glutathione and recyclers. So recyclers are what take our glutathione once it's been used and turn it back into an antioxidant so it can be used again. So I like to supplement with a lot of glutathione and the recyclers. The recyclers is basically everything that's in Mito 2 Max, which is a supplement from doTERRA to help increase ATP in the mitochondria, increase energy in our body, help support our adrenals. It does everything. It's amazing. So most people think it's for energy, and I'm like, no, it's a glutathione recycler. It's going to help your body. So all of these things need to be taken care of. So a lot of people just focus on one or two phases of the liver, like, oh, just take some milk thistle, you'll be fine. But milk thistle won't necessarily help your glutathione if you don't have enough of it, and you can't make more of it, and you can't recycle it. So when you think of liver detoxing, think of the whole product. Think about your gallbladder. If you don't have a gallbladder, make sure you're taking those enzymes, and that's what we're going to go into next. Oh, just kidding. We're going to go into liver clearance support. So lemon, frankincense, and Terrazyme and the Deep Blue, those are in that Daily Habits Kit. And right now, and we're talking about it because it's also 20% off, which is just amazing. Been ordering like 1 or 2 each month because we use all of those oils and the LOV so much. So what will help the liver is lemon, copaiba, frankincense, xenochrine, clary combo as well. Lemon, you can put in your water. Xenochrine, you can put in your water. I like to do copaiba and frankincense under my tongue. Make sure again that they're just not in plastic, put them in glass or stainless steel. I like the xenochrine supplements. Terrazyme are the enzymes that will help break down and help everything come out of your liver. And the Terra Greens are a green supplement that will help bind into extra estrogen and all of the things that are coming out of your liver and help carry them out of your body. So greens are a great way to balance hormones. Deep Blue I put on there because a lot of times people have liver pain. I hear this so many times where people come in and say, I'm having right-sided pain under my liver or under my ribs, but my doctor says it's fine. They did an ultrasound. There's nothing wrong. My liver, like your liver doesn't have pain. And it's so true that your liver can actually be extremely painful, or your gallbladder. So you can put Deep Blue along there. If you're having right shoulder pain, that's also linked to gallbladder health. So if you're having right shoulder pain, put geranium and Deep Blue over your liver. Like, it's okay. And that rib pain in the middle as well is a signal that you need more enzymes. So just make sure you're taking Terrazyme or some type of enzyme every time you eat to help break down your food. The notes I have too is if you have your gallbladder removed, it might be because you have a very low thyroid function, so high TSH, maybe your hypothyroid is really common, or really high estrogen is also another reason why a lot of women have their gallbladders out. So if you want to save your gallbladder, if you can save your gallbladder, do a detox, get your estrogen in balance, get your thyroid checked out, make sure that your endocrine system is functioning the way it needs to be. So blood sugar balance. I feel like I'm flying through and I could talk for 2 years on this, which is kind of why I wrote the book. So read the book. If you want more information, this is like nothing. I would love to do like an 8-hour class on this, but there's so much more here. Don't think that this is just it. There's so much more. So let's go into blood sugar balance, which is one of my favorite things to talk about. And when I did this class live and I'm reading through the normal glucose response, wake up with energy and you feel rested, You wake up with an appetite. You're hungry between meals, but you're not cranky, you're not having cranky, or you're not cranky, you're not having cravings. You're not changing in function, you're not super sleepy or wired. You're just like, oh, I should eat, and then you eat. And then you don't have any fatigue or change in energy in meals, whether that means you have a lot more energy or a lot less. You just eat, you're fine, you go back to work. And I'm like, how many people actually feel this way on a daily? And people are like, this person doesn't exist. You're crazy. So there's two types of basic blood sugar issues before we get into diabetes. So reactive hypoglycemia is on one end, insulin resistance is on the other, and then insulin resistance leads into prediabetes, diabetes type 1, 2, and so on and so forth. So reactive hypoglycemia, these are the people who have blood sugar that is low, or it's going in a roller coaster fashion up and down. So you have difficulty waking up, you're not hungry in the morning, maybe you wake up and just have a cup of coffee for breakfast, you're extremely tired between meals, you feel better after you eat, but you crash in the afternoon, and you have difficulty staying asleep through the night. And that's like 50% of the people are like, yeah, that sounds good. And then on the other side, we have insulin resistance, where you wake up, you're very tired, you wake up, you're craving sugar. You might be the person who goes to Starbucks and gets a mocha and a banana and a muffin, which is very, very, very high sugar and carbs first thing in the morning. You crave sugar all day long. You still have fatigue between meals. You crash after lunch. And then having stimulants after meals helps. And for you, the insomnia side is difficulty falling asleep. You can have both. You can be in between, you can oscillate. The problem is just blood sugar. So let's talk about insomnia really quick, because it's very important with blood sugar balance. And especially because most people are like, what oils can I use to stay asleep, fall asleep? I can't sleep. I'm like, oils aren't going to help you until you get your blood sugar in balance. So when we go to sleep, our brain is still working. It's still keeping us alive. We're breathing, our heart is beating, everything's working, but we're not eating food. So the brain goes to the adrenals and asks it to release cortisol. Cortisol goes to the liver, and the liver releases sugar and does all of its processes with glucose and gluconeogenesis and glycolysis. And that puts sugar, essentially glucose, into the bloodstream and feeds the brain. Now, the brain does this every 2 hours. So the two things that you need to sleep really well is enough calories, so you have really good storage of glucose in your liver, a healthy liver, and healthy adrenals. That's three things. I think I said two, I apologize. So it doesn't matter what you do if you're not eating consistently, if you're not getting enough protein in. This whole conversation about hormones can go out the window. Nothing's going to fix until you get your blood sugar under control. So what happens with both of these, reactive hypoglycemia and the insulin resistance, is that when you're sleeping, the brain goes to the adrenals and says, hey, I need cortisol. And if your liver can't produce enough sugar, you're going to wake up looking for food. So that might be your late night craving. If the brain goes to the adrenals and the adrenals are tapped, it's going to put out epinephrine. So to give the brain energy, if you have an epinephrine hit, that is adrenaline. So what happens when you have adrenaline hit? You wake up, you crash, you're wired, you can't go back to sleep. So the more consistent you eat, the healthier you eat, the better you're going to be able to sleep. So give it a week or two of really consistent eating. You're going to see a major difference. It has nothing to do with oils, has nothing to do with supplements. It's all about you putting real food into your body and keeping your blood sugar stable. And again, I haven't even talked about estrogen or testosterone or progesterone, because all of these things are affected by your blood sugar balance. So you can fix your estrogen, maybe we get you there, but you're still eating like crap. It's not going to fix itself. You're going to be in the cycle forever until you get these 4 deal breakers that we're talking about under control. So eating breakfast, even if you don't feel like it, having snacks, eating a lunch with protein and vegetables, eating a dinner with protein and vegetables is going to balance your blood sugar. It's going to balance your hormones. So I think I said it 15 times when I did this class. I'm going to say it again. You have to eat and eat consistently and eat healthy. You know what to eat. I can't sit here and say that you didn't know that eating, to even say eggs and an omelet is healthier than going to McDonald's. I know you know that. It's just about taking the steps, planning, and doing what you need to do. In my group Daily Dose with Dr. Alison, I'm trying to post all of the gluten and egg and dairy-free recipes that I can right now because we get really stuck. So eat food, eat healthy food. I don't think I really want to go into this vicious cycle of blood sugar because it's kind of what we've been talking about, right? So your blood sugar is imbalanced, you have increases in cortisol, your immune system gets tanked, your adrenals go down, your liver can't clear, your estrogen and testosterone increase, and all of your hormones shift. Your estrogen creates more fat, your fat creates more estrogen, and then you're stuck in the cycle that you can't break out of. You're wondering why you can't lose weight. And then you start leaking into insulin resistance, diabetes, and all of those other issues that come along with that. So for blood sugar support, my biggest thing is balance, frankincense, and On Guard on the feet at night. I've seen amazing changes, and especially with sleep. So yes, you can use oils for sleep, but just make sure your food is there. Nothing's more important than food. Eating every 2 to 3 hours, unless you have some issue like SIBO or Crohn's that we have to manage. Eating protein with every meal, and tracking and ensuring that you're eating enough calories. So use a tracker like MyFitnessPal. Do it for just 1 week or maybe 2 weeks, and you'll see the food that you're eating consistently, and you'll get to know, okay, I'm eating this, I know I'm hitting my calories. Oh, I missed this, I need to add in more. You'll get to know what you're eating. So just track for 1 or 2 weeks. Again, supplements, Terrazyme, Slim and Sassy, it's endocrine, awesome. And then when it comes to food, when it comes to actually what do you eat, there's so many different types of diets. Everybody's different. I don't recommend one or the other until I'm working with you one-on-one because I don't know. Everybody does it different. So there's a carbohydrate specific diet, which is the most blanketed, the most easiest to recommend for everybody across the board. I love the blood type diet. I don't like the specific foods that are in it, but I like the overall theme of it. So that's one that you can look into. And always do food sensitivity testing because you might be missing something. Paying attention to what you're eating, you might be more sensitive to foods than you realize. Diabetes, weight, pain, yep, all of it. All right, gut health, super easy, right? So diet, obviously, we've already talked about alcohol, gluten, dairy, processed foods, sugar, fast food, to destroy the lining of your gut. I just read an article that millennials are the most sick generation right now. They have the highest incidence of Crohn's, autoimmune disease, bowel disorders, depression, and mood concerns. Why are they so sick? Why are they getting diseases that 6-year-olds are getting? I have a lot of theories on it, but we're just not ready. We're not built for what we've been exposed to. So the gut, if you go over to the right side, converts hormones. So we can talk about the gut because our thyroid hormones are converted in the gut. Our gut will convert estrogen and use it. It'll disrupt it. It'll increase it. It'll lower it. It leads to a lot of autoimmune concerns. And then we have to look at stress because it affects cortisol. It affects inflammation. If your gut's inflamed, your brain's probably inflamed, which can lead to brain fog, barrier degeneration. And when one goes down, so if your gut's down, all of them go down. So you'll probably find that your lungs go down very easily. You catch all your coughs and colds. And then infections like H. pylori, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, which is SIBO, general bacterial overgrowth, yeast, viruses, parasites, all of these things play in. I use the GI map test from Diagnostic Solutions. It's fantastic. I've caught so many things in myself. And one of the things I look for, especially with hormones, is a thing called beta glucuronidase. And it is an enzyme that will cut estrogen. So say your liver's clearing, it takes the estrogen, it packages it up, gets it into your gut. But as soon as that estrogen hits your gut and it's ready to be removed, this will come in and unpackage the estrogen and release it back into your bloodstream. And that's why your gut is so important and vital to hormone balance, because you can take whatever you want, you can lower or raise your hormones, but if your body cannot convert, use, or get rid of these hormones, it's not going to help. So the gut is so, so important. Gut health reset. I like to do 10 days of GX Assist, which is from doTERRA, and then do 20 days of PB Assist, and then do 20 days of PB Assist Junior. So I like this because I like to switch up probiotics. It's not about going for the brand that has 10 million, billion, 100,000 CFUs in there in one strain. It's about the different strains and the right combination. So if you find you're on a probiotic and it's not doing anything for you, change it up. Look for different strains. Look on there. Rhamnosus is really great. It's not all about lactobacillus. You have so many strains that we need that can be helpful for our body. And then you can also do a stool test and see what strains you're missing and take more of those to recreate that normal, healthy balance. We still need E. coli, and we just got to make sure that it's not too high or low. We got to make sure that's in the right balance. And then extra, I have Lifeline Vitality, yarrow, peppermint, DDR Prime. Those are all essential oils. So where do you start with this? What's most important? To me, I think tracking is most important. Like we talked about, what are you eating? Are you getting enough protein? How are you feeling? Tracking your food, tracking your mood, even tracking your exercise, using supplementations to get the essential fatty acids, making sure that your blood sugar is stable, not skipping your meals, all of those things that we talked about. So number one, get that daily habits kit, get the inflammation down. 2, focus on food, journal, track, see what's going on. Then I would do the Cleanse and Restore kit from doTERRA, which is the 30-day detox. And I like to do that after the daily habits kit. So you're used to it, you're feeling better, you're not going to crash and burn, you're going to feel really good. And then get tested, do the saliva, hormone testing, stool, blood testing, all of that, and see where your body actually lands. Because if your estrogen is really high, then doing something to get it down isn't necessarily going to help until you get all those 4 down, all those 4 deal breakers settled. So I call it the ultimate blend because I don't have a really fun name for it. Most people know it as the skinny jeans blend, but I hate that name because anybody can wear skinny jeans. And that is the yarrow palm, pink pepper, DDR prime, copaiba, black pepper, and turmeric. I put them all together in one bottle, equal parts of each. And then I use a squeeze topper and fill up a veggie cap with it. So, sorry, my son's at the door. And take that once a day. And that is so important for inflammation, blood sugar balance. It does amazing things. My cycle was really good, and now it's like perfect and on point because of the yarrow and taking it internally. But you have to be consistent. I read comments of people who said, hey, I took it one day and I didn't lose any weight. Literally, I took it one day and I didn't lose any weight. Like, that's not how the body works. You can't go to the gym one time and work out and think, hey, I'm going to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like, no, you have to go every day. You don't brush your teeth one time and then go to your dentist in 6 months and be like, I don't have any cavities. I brushed that one time. No, you have to take it every day. This is about consistency, taking care of your body from the ground up. So this is not pretty. I apologize. I'll post this underneath the video. It is the 90-day plan that I wrote that I have in my book. It just, Canva was not very kind to me when I copied this over. But essentially the first 30 days are about clearing the pathways, working with the liver, doing a little bit of gut support, getting that nutrition stores back up. And then the next 30 days is increasing the supplement support, adding in the teragrams, doing more hormone-specific, adrenal-specific, and nutrition-specific support. And then the last 30 days is about symptom management, because you're probably going to still have some symptoms. Hormones take about 2 to 4 cycles to start evening out. That first cycle, when you start, especially with something like Clary Calm or the LLV might be a little rough as your body's getting rid of everything, especially if you're dumping estrogen. It's going to be probably quite a little bit heavier, and then it's going to start to even out very, very quickly, hopefully. And if you have any questions, concerns, you don't know what to do, you're not sure if this program is for you, maybe you've already done this and it hasn't helped because there's something missing when you message me, call me, comment, let me know what's going on. You can schedule a free consultation on my website at littleblackbagmedicine.com. And let's just talk about what have you tried, what's worked, what hasn't worked, where are you now, what are you going through. Let's go through your old tests, and then we can do a full functional health history, look at everything and figure out the right plan for you. Everybody's different. This plan's just very, very generic to help you get started with doTERRA. If you're not with doTERRA yet, now is the time to join, because that Healthy Habits Kit is 20% off. You want that. If you're not already working with a doTERRA rep, please let me know. I would be happy to help you get started. If you are working with another doTERRA rep, let me know too, and we can all work together to get you enrolled with them and make sure that you have the functional support and the doTERRA family, because that's what we're all here for. We're just here to be together, supportive, work through this together, and we're all on the same team here. So thank you so much for following along. I really appreciate you being here. I'm going to check Facebook real quick. Okay, I don't see any comments. So again, oh, there's my information. youroildoc@gmail.com, littleblackbagmedicine.com, where you can schedule online. Follow me on Facebook, join that daily dose. We're going to be posting all the recipes, and I'm here to help you. So thank you so much for being here, and I will see you soon.